So, liebe Leute, spielen wir weiter die Story. Spannend, was passiert. Ich bin mir beim Team nicht sicher. Ich glaube, wir werden wahrscheinlich doch das Team kurz ändern noch. Gefühlt ist das Team bis jetzt das Beste, was ich habe gegen die untoten Gegner. Mit Varkas kann man echt am besten von A nach B laufen. Am besten von A nach B laufen. Na dann gucken wir mal, was passiert jetzt. Wir hier weiterlaufen. Mal schauen, was passiert.
The meeting's probably gonna be in the biggest tent, right? Looks like a bunch of people are there already. Why don't we go chat with them?
It's Yoda.
Hey, good to see you again. Oh, Boss Neff asked me to pass on a message. She went to see Lauma and Columbina at the Frost Moon Scions. Apparently, there haven't been any changes to that space the Rahir of Solnari's in.
That means the recent wild hunt attacks have nothing to do with Riri, right? Oh, that's a relief. Paimon doesn't fancy facing him again.
They're keeping a close watch on it just in case. With so many moon experts on the case, we're in pretty safe hands, huh? Oh yeah, Lauma and Columbina asked me to pass on a message too. Focus on the enemy you are facing. The moon will protect you all.
Nice.
You know something? These Knights of Favonius are paying me a pretty nice sum to deliver a few simple messages. Oh, Varkas a generous guy.
Nice. Yoda macht Kohle. Ich muss sagen, Yoda ist echt, wenn man die Story spielt, die ist echt witzig. Die haben die echt gut geschrieben. Oh, Nachweis auch, ja.
Short distance propulsion module on cooldown. 15 minutes until next departure. Switching to chat mode. Hello there, Paimon, traveler. Varka placed a sizable order with the Clink Clink Krumkake craft shop. I know is hard at work producing the strategic reserve, while I am handling the deliveries. Secondly, I am also here to attend the meeting in her place.
Huh? Flins! Paimon thought the Lightkeeper's rep would be Itlua or Nikita.
You're quite right. However, Itlua and Nikita are both busy organizing the Ratniki's region-wide response to the recent attacks. And since I'm well acquainted with everyone else here, I was the one they recommended to attend the meeting. Sometimes you don't get a choice when there might be consequences down the line.
Problem ist, Flint ist richtig stark, ne? Ich würde ihn auch so gerne pullen. Problem ist einfach, ich habe keine Steinchen. 14.000 und ich möchte unbedingt die Hexe haben. Die irgendwann mal kommen mit in den nächsten Patches. Und da werden leider ich jetzt nicht reichen. Wenn ich jetzt Flint pulle, dann wird es für die Hexe nicht reichen.
Hey, Honorary Knight. Looks like pretty much everyone's here.
Also Varkas bei mir
Beto
pullen.
and Durin are just wrapping up their analysis. You want to wait for them here?
Der macht zwar okay Damage.
Great.
Und
While
ich
we're
hoffe, dass er in der
waiting, could you
Zukunft in den
update me on the
Standardbanner
situation in Mondstadt?
reinkommt. Varkas. Wenn Varkas demnächst in den Standardbanner reinkommen könnte.
And that's where things stand. The Wild Hunt is no longer under the Rahir of Solnari's control, but it has been reborn from the ashes and is now launching widespread attacks. Intel from the Frost Moon Scions and the Curatorium of Secrets corroborates this. No disturbances have been detected in the space where Rahir resides. What we are facing here is a completely new foe.
Summarizing current situation. To confirm, the present leader of the Wild Hunt is the creature resembling a wolf.
More precisely, it's the external will that has seized control of Andrias' spirit, namely Roland, the Bloodstained Knight.
Whoa. Hold on. I'm completely lost. Isn't Roland some monstatter from like 500 years ago? How'd he suddenly get wrapped up with a god from 1,000 years in the past and the present-day Wild Hunt?
Allow us to explain that part. Are you familiar with compensation mechanisms? When an organism sustains damage, relevant tissues will undergo changes to offset the loss of function. For example, when one kidney is damaged, the other will be strengthened to compensate. Or, when a main artery is blocked, the collateral vessels become more active. Similarly, when the Wild Hunt lost their leader, the Abyss harnessed the memories that flow throughout the ley lines to fashion a new one, fit for the present circumstances. That new leader is a mirror image of Roland, the Bloodstained Knight.
Das ist
Right.
nicht,
No
ist ein
matter how
Spiegelbild.
strong the compensation is, it will never quite match the functionality of the original organ. The Roland replica can't possibly imitate Rerear's overwhelming power, nor his ability to disguise himself as others. So, the Abyss made use of the connection between Roland and Boreas to compensate for this lack of power.
Okay, das Abyss war das. Ich hab
The
schon
replica
gewundert.
corrupted and took control of Andreas as he slumbered by the bank of Eimsvartnir, ultimately manifesting as the giant beast that you all witnessed. However, exactly why the Abyss chose Roland to mimic, and indeed how it was able to do so, remains unclear.
Wahrscheinlich der
I
Doktor.
guess he must have gotten caught up with the Abyss or Nodcry somehow during his wanderings through Tevat. But we can keep those questions on the back burner.
Okay, Paimon gets all that, but what did you mean when you said we can't kill him right now?
We can't kill him right now because a dead god may prove more dangerous than a living one. From intelligence gathered during the expedition, we have reason to believe that the power released when a god is felled can have catastrophic consequences for us mortals. Worse still, the wrath that remains after a god's passing becomes a source of endless turmoil. Once god remains contaminate the land, they will persist for thousands of years. This land has already been ravaged by the Wild Hunt. If we add god remains to the mix, it'll be like adding salt to an open wound, placing everyone who lives here in perilous danger.
Query. While I can indeed find records of disasters caused by god remains in my database, there also appear to be cases of gods dying naturally with no ill effects. In that land, the passing of the Pyro-Archon's flame is a common occurrence throughout history, and even the part of Andreas who remains in Mondstadt has experienced death once before, has he not?
Great question. Glad you asked. Honorary Knight, you said Lupus Boreas gave you a token to pass on to me? Please, present it now. It should help explain things faster. Come forth, Boreas!
This form has come to the end of its time. I'm afraid I can accompany you no further on your journey. My soul will fall into silence, and my power will flow into the ley lines of this land. Perhaps this is all that a wolf can hope to do for humankind. Do not grieve for me, for this is the end I have chosen. Instead, remember that one day, your wandering too must come to an end. Where and when shall that be? A final wish before I slumber. Sing me a song. That melody you so often hummed in the taverns.
You saw it too. You must have keen powers of perception. Not that it surprises me. That was Boreas' final thoughts before merging with the ley lines. It's the reason Mondstadt remains unharmed by his god remains. In his final moments, he made a choice to give everything he was to the ley lines. All to protect Mondstadt from harm.
Sounds like Andrea spent thousands of years searching for his place in the world, too.
Yes. And now our task is to return the answer he found, the decision he made, to Andrias' heart. Only then can he break free from the corruption and control of the Abyss, and make that decision once more.
I see. I would say that planting thoughts inside the mind of a god sounds a little far-fetched, but since it was his own wish to begin with, it sounds feasible to me.
Wait, we already have a perfect solution? Then why are we even having this meeting? Let's go do this thing!
Ha ha ha. If only it were that simple. Unfortunately, this one thought alone is unlikely to be powerful enough to break through the Abyss's control and reach Andrias' heart. We need to find a way to make the thought within this sword stronger and more resilient.
For now, Boreas needs all his remaining strength to fight against the abyssal corruption to Mondstadt's ley lines. He can't afford to send us any more of his power. However, since his form was unstable during his journey with the first Knight of Boreas, many wolf spirit fragments were left behind along the way. If we can collect those fragments, we can use them to strengthen the decision to merge with the ley lines.
So we need to retrace his steps and look for random fragments? But they could be anywhere between Nodcry and Mondstadt. It'll be like looking for a needle in a haystack.
You don't need to worry about that. There's a few fragments left to gather in Nodcry, but apart from that, most of them are already inside this sword. I've been collecting them during the whole expedition.
Huh? Wait, really?
I mean, it's an expedition, not a stroll in the park. Each step of the way, we've been hard at work planning for every possible contingency. Not just the Wild Hunt in the Abyss, but ancient gods remaining in Nodcry.
Sounds like this plan was a long time in the making. It's almost as if you foresaw the future.
As a matter of fact, I did. I caught a glimpse of fate's reflection. But I can't take credit for it. It was all thanks to the help of a few friends. Still, all I foresaw was that an abyssal calamity was brewing in the north. Had I known more, we could have saved a lot of energy. Instead, we've had to make best guesses, prepare for every possible scenario. If all that preparation went to waste, all the better for it. But anything that proved useful, we knew we'd be grateful for down the line. Sure is. Just one crucial step remains. We need to gather the last few wolf spirit fragments scattered around Nodcry, and use them to make the thought within this sword as strong as it could possibly be. According to what Boreas told me before we left Mondstadt, his form was at its most unstable at the beginning of his journey. That means the fragments here should be the most powerful ones. But of course, we've been tied up fighting battles since the day we set foot in Nodcry. First with the Wild Hunt, then with the Doctor. So, it wasn't until recently that we were finally able to confirm the status of the wolf spirit fragments. We now know there are 3 left to find.
Okay, so 3 more mini expeditions to go.
I managed to gather 1 fragment before Roland reappeared. I also have a confirmed location for the second, which I'll take care of in short order. As for the 3rd fragment, we've identified a general search area to focus on, but we'll need all hands on deck to pinpoint the exact location. The final snag is that since our foe is a replica of Roland, he too will be aware of Andrias' history. He's sure to try and sabotage our plans by any means at his disposal. So everyone needs to bring their A game.
With our foe being from Mondstadt, it's our duty as Mondstadters to defeat him.
And since the Wild Hunt is involved, the Lightkeepers will provide their full support.
The Clink Clink Krumkake craft shop will also help in any way we can.
So what do they need me here for? Wait, I think maybe I signed a contract at some point. Didn't exactly scrutinize it, though. I mean, who actually reads those things anyway, right?
Ah, great. Knew I could count on you all. Lastly, our friend from the Curatorium of Secrets will provide intel and relay battlefield communications. Looking at you, Yehoda.
So, you'll be darting back and forth across the battlefield, dodging the wild hunt and the shadow of an ancient god. I'm impressed by your courage, Miss Yehoda.
Rating for Yehoda updated. Higher quality ingredients will be used to prepare your future meals.
Darn it! I should have known this payday wouldn't come that easy.
I'll deal with the second wolf spirit fragment, which we already know the location of. The moment you make any progress with Fragment 3, be sure to give me an update. Traveler, could you join me in retrieving Fragment 2? I have a feeling that your unique constitution might come in handy. All right, time is of the essence. Let's move out, people.
Warte mal, mit dem Blatt das Richtige gesagt. Die Mondstädte müssen das Problem lösen. Okay, machen wir Mondstadt-Team. Machen wir unser Mondstadt-Team. Gibt's bei mir keinen Heiler?
Let the wind lead.
In the name of the Prinzessin.
Stadtteam. Wie macht das?
Speaking of contingency plans, I now recall that Varka also made a contingency plan when he asked me to deliver that letter. Perhaps I should ask Aino to prepare some additional backup modules for me.
Auch schon Angst.
Remnant fragments of an ancient god. Thoughts stored inside a blade. Maybe I'm overthinking this, but I suspect there is more to Mr. Varkas' plan than what he's revealed to us so far.
Ach, ich merke
Then
gerade.
again, the enemy can harness the wild hunt to spy on us.
Wir sehen ja
wherever we
gerade
go.
das Kostüm
As
vom
our
Traveler.
commander, I'm sure he has his reasons for
Und diese
choosing
Woche
not
kam
to
ja der
tell us
Controller
everything.
raus, der neue. Für PlayStation 5, so Genshin Controller, so sieht er aus. Und ihr seht halt, dass er da halt verziert ist mit Blumen. Wenn man halt jetzt den Traveler sieht, wie der Traveler aussieht, dann ist das halt, passt das quasi jetzt auch zum neuen Controller, also der neue Skin, das neue Kostüm für den Traveler. Das passt auch für den Controller, weil man halt hier halt die Blumen, so gesehen von den Geschwistern. Hat wahrscheinlich Angst.
Yehoda, you dummy! You took the stupid job of your own free will! Crying isn't gonna get you out of it!
Die wird immer als so ein bisschen witzig hervorgehoben. Was abgehen? Auch alles freigeschaltet. 92%.
La la la.
Ich hab gewünscht, dass wir mit dem Drachen hier fliegen könnten. Ich finde auch, da haben die Mist gemacht, dass er nicht rumfliegen kann. Irgendwie, dass ihm noch was gegeben hat, dass er schneller fliegen kann, der Junge hier. Man hat ja keine Möglichkeit, mit ihm zu fliegen.
Da da da.
Sich dahin ziehen. Ah, was war hier noch mit der Dreck? Schon vergessen. Soll ich das da laut Quest machen? Lass mal kurz da hochlegen. Ich meine, ich habe hier alles schon freigeschaltet, dass wir da hochlegen können. Punkte, Knotenpunkt.
La la la.
Hochlegen. So, von unten aber, dass man da hochlegen kann. Geht's nicht. Da hochgehen, glaube ich, es reicht auch nicht. Wir müssen schon da hochgehen.
La la la. Woo. Da da da. Woo.
Oh,
La la la. Yeah.
da ist die Railing, da können wir hochgehen. Ich muss sagen, der Soundtrack ist richtig gut geworden. Nordcry. Ist der Punkt jetzt. Aber da, ne? Ein besser. Go, please, ab in dir. Das weitermachen.
Didn't you say fragment 2 was supposed to be right here? Where the heck is it?
Seems like we've run into a slight hindrance. Can I leave? Traveler, Paimon, when this is all over, I'm gonna invite you around for a drink of...
Whoa, whoa! Stop thinking about monster. Is this what we're looking for?
I once got Boreas to explain to me how he stores his soul inside objects. All I need to do is transfer it to my sword. Just like back at the camp, but this time, you'd best step back a bit. Just...
So, you're saying you don't know how to love people, and you don't understand human love either.
Why do you laugh?
Sorry, I just think the fact you're ruminating on this is all the proof you need that you have love in your heart. I have a funny feeling that by the time this journey ends, you'll have found your own answer to the question of how to love.
No, you're wrong. There is no redemption at the end of this path. Even if I am stained black with blood, my conscience will remain as white as snow. If pledging allegiance to the Abyss is the only way to sever the injustice of fate, then I shall serve in its name.
Oh, sure enough, this place has been corrupted by Roland's will. Whew. I'm fine. I was prepared for this. It wasn't enough to pose a serious threat. We got here just in time. The fragment hasn't been fully corrupted yet. Assuming we can undo the damage, it should still be usable. Purifying the abyssal corruption would definitely be a safe approach. But that's not the only reason I wanted you to come. Could you try reversing the corruption? Not purifying it, exactly, but separating out the Roland part from the wolf spirit.
So, keep the Roland part intact as well as the wolf spirit part? Why would you want to do that?
Firstly, to test whether it's possible. And secondly, to view Roland's memories. As they say, know thyself, know thy enemy. Understanding our foe is our surest path to defeating him. Let me think. How is it explained to me? Ah, yes. Focus on a single thought within the 1,000 winds. Capture that unique wisp before it blows away. Ha 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 ha! Actually, neither do I.
Huh. Sounds like something a certain tone-deaf bard would come up with when he can't think of anything meaningful to say. Wait, don't tell Paimon that's what actually happened.
I thought it might mean something to you. Never mind. I'll explain it in more human terms. Traveler, when you were in Natland, you went fishing for ancient names, correct? If I'm not mistaken, the Night Kingdom was like a river flowing with concepts, and you were trying to capture the concept belonging to a particular ancient name. I'm thinking the same basic principles should apply here.
Okay, but back then, we had a boat and a net. This time, we don't have anything at all.
This wolf spirit fragment is like a puddle compared to the Night Kingdom. No need for a boat. As for a net, this is what I've heard.
Thoughts and emotions are like interwoven threads. They can create a net, or they can create a rope. They can separate love from hatred, and they can bind objects and events together. Thought is the anchor for a being's existence, through which emotions are drawn forth.
Also, we barely know anything about Roland. How are we supposed to use thoughts to anchor him?
Well, maybe you could try this.
What is it? It looks old and tattered.
It's an unsent letter, written by the wolf pup Rostam, Knight of Boreas, from 500 years ago. It was meant for his disciple, the White Knight Roland. After Rostam lost his life in the Abyssal Calamity, Roland left Mondstadt to wander to Vat. Grandmaster Arundelen had wanted to deliver this letter to him, but trying to track Roland down was like chasing a shadow. He never did find him. And so this letter has been sitting at the Knights of Favonius headquarters ever since.
Quite the antique, then. But how exactly is it supposed to anchor Roland?
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure.
Hey, what happened to Mr. Plans for every contingency? You're just making this up as you go along.
Now what can I say? Some people like to wait till they've got all their ducks in a row before taking the first step, but I prefer to dive on in and plan as I go. I've been doing it that way for the whole expedition. But anyway, don't they say that poetry and letters were humanity's earliest means of expressing their thoughts? Can't hurt to give it a try, surely.
Ja, kannst versuchen.
Whoa. It actually worked?
You really are making this up as you go along!
So the assimilation of souls really can be reversed. Just like he said.
If what you say is true, the monsters I've slain, the justice I have sought to uphold, for mortals to escape this tragic fate, there's only one path. A great and ancient kingdom was wrongfully cursed, turning its inhabitants into monsters. The code of chivalry tolerates not such injustice. If Abyss be thy name, I pledge to you my loyalty.
And that is where the blood-stained knight's tale came to an end. With that, he bade his humanity farewell. I dare say you must find it quite ironic, Knight of Boreas.
Warte mal, wer war das dann?
That I... Dainsleif? No. Bore a striking resemblance, but that wasn't him. While we gazed into the past, he was gazing right back at us. Could it be?
Bettfloni, wo ist denn das denn? Ich meine, sag mal das hier, damit erklärt wird es.
So that's what happened. After leaving Mondstadt and wandering the land, Roland ventured underground and saw a revelation from the Visionary. Once he had learned of Conria's fate, he saw the gods' judgment as the greatest injustice. So he surrendered himself to the Abyss, giving them his knowledge, his power, his everything. That's why the Abyss can replicate him.
Uh-oh. Does this mean we have to take on the Visionary this time?
Eins auf den Bahn, das als zumindest erfahren. Visier wird wahrscheinlich nicht direkt ankommen.
I'm inclined to agree. If our enemy could see the future, both the Wild Hunt and Roland would be acting with far more lethal precision. But even without the Visionary's input, Roland still has an intel advantage we can't afford to underestimate. Every minion of the Wild Hunt serves as Roland's eyes and ears. We need to think one step ahead if we want to outmaneuver him. And on that note, I have a plan I want to discuss with you. Well, the fewer people who know, the less likely it is to get leaked. Besides, it wasn't a fully formed plan back then.
Hier, was ist sein Plan?
That about covers it. Sorry to ask so much of you again. No plan is free of risks. At least this one actually gives us a shot at fully eliminating the danger posed by this ancient god. Surely that's got to make the risk worth taking. If I fail, Anselm and Albedo can take the reins. Not to mention we still have Jean in Mondstadt.
Oh,
Ja,
there
will
has
sich
to be
opfern.
another way. Like a backup plan?
If only there were. But I don't think our enemy will give us enough time to find one.
Und Yoda kommt.
Hey! Are you guys done here yet?
Ah, Yehoda! Yes, we've successfully retrieved the Wolf Spirit fragment here. Any progress with Fragment 3?
Nope. It's a total disaster. More Wild Hunt monsters than I've seen in my whole life. We need backup urgently. Come quick.
Come on, we're out of time. You'll just have to trust me on this one. What can I say? I'm not the Grand Master for nothing. I'm counting on you, Honorary Knight.
Die Junge sind mit Anmarschsätzen unterstützt sofort. Folgengeschichte ist fortlaufend. Okay, das wird jetzt eine längere Quest.
Fill me in. What's the situation?
We ran into resistance almost as soon as we set off. Albedo said we should split into 2 teams and continue searching while he and the others kept the Wild Hunt occupied.
Good call. Locating the Wolf Spirit fragment is our key objective. I would have made the same decision.
Well, it seems the enemy figured as much too. now. Both search teams are in big trouble. Oh, I brought a map. This should make things clearer. Before we ran into trouble, this is the search area we decided on. The two teams are holed up here and here. They should have a clear idea of the fragment's location by now.
But the Wild Hunt is stopping them from relaying messages back, right? Do we have any more troops available to provide backup?
We can't spare troops from any of the fronts right now. That just leaves us with...
The logistics company is standing by.
Hanefa!
Designated drop point reached. Initiating situation report. The logistics company was assisting Aino with the production of the strategic reserve. But after learning of the situation on the front line, they requested to be dispatched immediately. They are currently nearby awaiting orders.
Amazing. Just in the nick of time.
Hey, seeing as you can fly and all, shouldn't you be the one out here delivering messages?
I regret to say that without the workshop's catapult, and with my short-distance propulsion module on cooldown, I will only be able to return to the battlefield after another 5 minutes. Please, keep up the good work, Yehoda. The logistics company has very limited provisions, only enough for a single battle. Which team should they support?
Both. Once one team has been rescued, the remaining forces will be free to support the other. We'll move out immediately. Yehoda, keep up the good work with the comms.
Sure thing. Leave it to me.
Yeah.
It's the Wild Hunt! Come on, let's go help!
Something's not right. The Wild Hunt's offensive doesn't seem to be getting any weaker as the battle goes on. Are they getting reinforcements from somewhere? Don't get dragged into the enemy's rhythm. Logistics company, scout out the area. Look for terrain we can use to our advantage.
Yes, sir. Reporting in, sir. We've identified viable sites for deploying explosives.
Good. Wait for my signal.
Logistics company, deploy.
Was Neues?
Grand Master! Honorary Knight! Thank goodness you're here. Be careful. There's no end to these monsters.
Also was ist sein
However many
Gimmick?
we kill,
Sein Gimmick
more
ist, er
keep
kann
coming.
das Schwert, das eine ist natürlich Wind und das andere Schwert macht er mit seinem Partner. Also jetzt bekommt er die Power von dem Traveler und mein Traveler hat ein Feuer gerade Element ausgerüstet und deswegen bekommt sein Schwert dann Feuerelement. Und man kann das Ganze quasi dann mixen, auch mit Blitz, Doppelwind.
It's showtime. Fall back.
Yes, sir.
Hier ist was Neues, dass wir so Kommandos geben können. Das Gute ist bei dem, er ist so ein bisschen wie bei Euler, es fühlt sich echt gut an, mit ihm anzugreifen. Aber er macht halt jetzt im Vergleich zu den anderen Figuren nicht so viel Schaden. Ich würde sagen, er ist von der Stärke okay wahrscheinlich, wenn man ihn mixt. Aber wir hatten jetzt halt mit Flynn und mit von Jorda die Meisterin, ich weiß, ich habe schon ihren Namen vergessen. Die waren halt im Vergleich richtig stark. Flint konnte halt gut EU-Damage machen und die Meisterin von Yoda, sie kann halt gut auf einen einzelnen Ziel, kann richtig viel Schaden machen. Aber so halten wir sich nicht. Dann gehen wir auf meinen Traveler.
That's gonna leave a scar.
Warte, macht das 48? Nein,
Thunder! Maria sweeping in! On me! Thunder! Burn! Thunder! Charge! Thunder! Up the ante! Burn!
Ja, der wird jetzt nach hinten laufen müssen.
Ready?
Was ist los, die Bomben?
The enemy has sustained heavy casualties. Should be a while before they're strong enough to pose a real threat again. Use this time to catch your breath and fill me in on everything you've learned.
Yes, sir. We've narrowed down the search area for the final fragment to this zone here.
That's not exactly very narrow.
We split the search area between us and the Retniki. Maybe they'll be able to narrow it down further?
Either way, I was about to go lend them a hand next anyway. Do you think you guys can keep up?
Absolutely. Good to go, Grandmaster.
We've run right through our supplies. We'll stay here and deal with any wild hunt that tries to stage a comeback. Now that they've lost their numerical advantage, they're no match for us. Focus on supporting the other team.
Ich glaube, ich werde es schaffen, kostet es was voll auf einen Krieg. Sollte ein Schlachtfeld fällt ein durch die Luft fliegende Boote nur noch mehr auf. Yoda ist die perfekte Botin für die wichtigen Informationen. Schließlich hat sie ihre gesamte Karriere damit verbracht, nach Schätzen zu suchen und die Kunst der Tarnung zu perfektionieren. Allerdings scheint ihr selbst nicht ganz klar sein, warum Varkas sie vertraut in sie sitzt. Ach komm, Yoda ist die Beste. Unausgelöste Flamme stoppt das verrückte Abwurz, Wellen und Hitze. Kriegsprinz versiegelt der Zug, der wilde Jagd mit Erde und Stein, um den zu aufklären und seinen Trupps mit zu sprechen und die Hauptstadt noch bis zu ich bin hier, um ein Kohlenmodul einzubauen. Auch nice. Gehen wir und machen. Gehen wir über Bums.
Ugh. Looks like the same situation here.
Reinforcements. Hey, you keep them busy while we work on getting rid of this god-awful mist.
Understood. Everyone got that? It's up to us to hold them off.
Yes, sir!
On me.
Ich verstehe nicht, dass ich nicht heilen kann. Oder müssen wir mit Traveler das immer einrunden?
Hey, they're running out of steam. Now's your chance.
Affirmative. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Was ist mit dem Bewachen?
That's their source. It was hidden in the mist. If we destroy that, the Wild Hunt won't be able to summon any more reinforcements.
Knights of Favonius, charge!
Traveler muss es richten.
Ooh, I'm glad that's finally over.
Brave knights, on behalf of the Lightkeepers, I thank you for your assistance.
There's no need to be so formal. When it comes to the Abyss, we're all in this together. Now, please tell me everything you've learned.
Very well. We've narrowed down the search area for the final fragment to this zone here.
Yes! Now it feels like we're finally closing in on our target.
I'll say. We're sure to face fierce resistance from the Wild Hunt, though. Is everyone willing to keep fighting with us?
It would be our pleasure, Mr. Varka.
Much obliged. All right, the target is just up ahead. Move out!
Okay, die kämpfen quasi an dem Punkt hier. Ferne, falls wir sie noch keine. Ja, wir beginnen jetzt hier.
The hiding in the mist trick again. These guys must be easily amused. You all know the drill. The Knights of Favonius will engage the enemy while the Lightkeepers dispel the mist. Everyone, follow my signals.
Yes, sir!
Problem ist, dass seine Aufladangriff, der macht quasi 50. Na, wobei vielleicht gibt es eine andere Teamkomposition, die ist jetzt nicht. Zumal er auch jetzt gebufft wird, wenn wir die Quest machen. Dann müsste er noch mehr Schaden machen. Wenn er dann die Mondstadt-Figuren bei sich hat.
Lightkeepers, prepare to dispel the mist.
Knights of Favonius, charge!
Balance. Wie gesagt, ich hoffe, er kommt in den Standardbanner rein, weil es eine Mondstadtfigur ist. Wir haben quasi außer Wenke, aber Wenke ist ja eine so gesehen eine Gottheit. An sich müsste er reinkommen in den Standardbanner. Ich kann mir vorstellen, dass das nächste Mal der Blumenfest ist, dass sie dann ankündigen. Dass Varka, wenn er wieder zurück ist, in den Mondstadt, dass er dann da reinkommt. Standardbanner.
Time to counterattack!
Ja, es fühlt sich auf jeden Fall gut an, wenn man den Knopf drückt, den Kreisknopf. Das hat sich so ein Gefühl wie bei Euler, dass der Charakter dann nach vorne gezogen wird. Das fühlt sich irgendwie vom Hauen einfach anders an. Ich weiß nicht, was sie dann bei den Entwicklern machen. Aber das fühlt sich auch bei ihm an, wenn man den Kreisknopf drückt. Das wenn man schon mal Eulern gespielt hat, dass sie dann so gefühlt geschmeidig nach vorne geht immer, wenn man den Kreis nicht drückt. Ich würde auch gerne meine Eule, dass sie richtig stark ist, aber irgendwie raff ich es nicht, wie man die skillen soll. Wo ich das gefühlt schon alles 1:1 nachgemacht habe, wie bei dem Video, wie es erklärt wird. Der sie halt richtig viel Schaden macht mit ihrem Super.
Rally to the Grandmaster! Charge!
This wild hunt doesn't know when to give up. Traveler!
Mr. Varka, leave this to us.
Just like last time. Only a Knight of Boreas can deal with a wolf spirit.
Don't underestimate us, Grandmaster. We can hold our own.
Ha! That's the spirit. Stay on your toes and make the Knights of Favonius proud. Either we all march back to Mondstadt together, or no one does. The final fragment is right there. Don't let me down.
It seems you have collected them all. Knight of Boreas.
Yeah, and with no corrupted fragments or ambushes along the way. I have to commend your chivalry, Sir Roland.
A true knight does not resort to underhanded tactics. Were this body not a false one created by the Wild Hunt, nor would I countenance those monsters to taint our duel with their presence. If you need a moment to rest, take it. Victory will be mine, regardless of whether the path to it is the one I would wish for.
Save your breath. If you want to fight, let's fight!
As you wish. Then let us settle our unfinished duel, here and now.
Is everyone all right?
My granny fights better than these rookies. It's Egbert I'm worried about.
For a moment there, I thought I might never taste the sweet wine of Mondstadt again.
Hey, stay put, you guys. Leave the rest to us.
Forget us. We can take care of ourselves.
You're the only one still standing. Honorary Knight, find the Grandmaster.
We can't lose our Varka. Please, you have to find him.
You're holding back, Knight of Boreas. I can tell. You do not wish to strike me down. This duel does no justice to the way of chivalry. I wield the power of a god, while you dare not swing your sword with true intent. If you continue on this path, you will die. Your plan is doomed to fail. How can a helpless lamb hope to tame the heart of a wolf, when the wolf has seen through the lamb's plan?
Ha ha ha! You're on to me already, huh?
Andreas's question, Boreas's answer, the means to bear a soul. I knew it all 500 years ago. Though the false path may be wide and welcoming, only destruction lies at its end. It is time to crush your futile hope!
Oh, ich bin nicht so ein guter Drücker. Ja, lol. Du machst kaputt, oder?
It's over. Your sword lies shattered. The wolf spirit and the thoughts you blindly placed your faith in have nowhere left to dwell. Join me and pledge your allegiance to the abyss, Knight of Boreas. One day you will understand that the only righteous path for those of true virtue is the path of darkest truths.
For the next part, it's over to you, Outlander who caught the wind.
Hat er den jetzt gefressen?
The sword is unbroken, but I can't sense the wolf spirit. Looks like I'm no longer in reality. This must be a space built from the entangled consciousnesses of Boreas and Roland. There's no way back. And all that lies ahead is the wolf's maw. Huh. Guess the only way is through.
It's broken.
Huh?
All the time.
A Favonius sword? Who left this here?
Lonely warrior. Take me to see him.
Der Schwert sieht cool aus. Hoffen wir, dass wir es irgendwann mal bekommen.
Hier. On me. Huh? Here. Huh?
No matter the epoch, the world is awash with corruption and injustice. I have aided the oppressed and righted many wrongs. I have slain sinners and delinquents. I have slaughtered tyrants and demons.
Okay.
But however mighty one's blade, before the great injustice of fate, a mere mortal can but bow their head. There is only one way to save them.
Who are you really trying to convince?
Warte mal, Rost am Gedanken. Okay. Also man merkt jetzt, ich mache jetzt keinen Feuerschaden mehr, wie gerade, weil wir alleine sind. Ich glaube immer noch wahrscheinlich Blitzfigur ist wahrscheinlich das Beste für ihn. Mit einer Blitzfigur zu sein. Also gegen die Gegner zumindest. Ja. Okay, 13.000.
Is this the fairest shadow? It doesn't look like an imitation.
The title of Boreas must find an heir.
Ach ja, das ist ja auch noch Varkas Trick. Der Trick ist cool, dass er nach vorne springen kann.
Appears to be getting stronger.
Der Sound ist gut hier, dieser Song hier.
Looks like I can just jump right over these obstacles.
Vor allem für Sekunden ist natürlich richtig cool, dieser Trick hier. Ein Jumpskill. Wie oft man da zum Beispiel die Truhe, die ich vorhin hatte, da hätten wir jetzt hochkommen können mit dem Skill.
No matter the epoch, the world is awash with corruption and injustice. Even the most fearless hero cannot fight what fate has ordained.
Der Rost am
And
Gedanken.
even the holiest god cannot escape the shackles that bind them. Lupus Boreas, if you still harbor love for humanity, then you must surely know. There has only ever been one way to save them from injustice.
Surrender to
Rost am Gedanken, Ravenwood
the
Gedanken.
abyss.
Malicious lies!
Das sind quasi seine zwei Schwerter. Ja, das ist sein Schwert und das andere Schwert ist, was wir vorhin hatten.
Boreas sweeping in!
Oder ist das dieses eine Schwert, das sie da in der Hand hat? Nein, ne? Ne, ich glaub nicht. Man merkt schon, gegen die machen wir jetzt richtig guten Schaden, weil das ja nun mal ein Gegner sind. Ich frag mich, wenn man so auf die Gegner landet, ob das mehr, was wir da machen würden. Ich hab's noch nie geschafft. Ob das irgendwie ein besonderen starker Angriff wäre. Aber Gefühl springt immer zu hoch, wenn man das macht. Versucht auf den Gegner zu machen.
My old friend.
This is not where your path ends. You must continue on.
Fahrender Ritter. Ich muss sagen, das ist schon ein bisschen kompliziert, die Story hier. Mit diesen verschiedenen
This
Rittern.
wind feels less than welcoming. I'd better take shelter. Try to keep up. I can't hide from it.
Ja, Leute, so ein Witz gerade. Okay, muss mir helfen. Ich wollte schon sagen, das war gerade ein Witz. Ich hab nur gedacht, ich stand da in der Ecke.
Your path cannot end here.
Ja. Weil die Schwerter helfen mir jetzt so gesehen. Die Geister, die in den Schwertern.
You draw near to the heart of the wolf.
Even if you had an army of 10,000 men, in the end, you must face this fight alone. Lonely warrior. Step forward.
Statue sieht schon mal cool aus, mit den Augen. Das heißt wie die Wolfsstatue. Nur halt jetzt diese.
Is this the heart of the wolf?
Ich frag mich, ob wir gegen den auch mal wieder kämpfen können. Und ob das jetzt nur jetzt ist. Gegen den roten Wolf dann. Ja, cool. Der ist ja der erste Meister. Der erste Grandmaster. Roland.
After countless bloody battles, trials, tribulations, and hardships, I, with my mortal flesh and blade, attained power to rival that of the gods. But you know better than I that a mortal's prime is fleeting. In 5 years, maybe 10, age will snatch your strength. The power you take such pride in will fade to naught, disappearing like dust in the wind. Your fame will be as fleeting as firewood beneath the starry sky, lit at dusk, dead by dawn, utterly insignificant.
Oh yeah? Be that as it may, the fires that burn down here blaze more brilliantly than the light of 1,000 stars.
They blaze for but a moment. 100 years from now, your earthly flame will be long snuffed out. And those you once illuminated will be left cowering in the cold and empty night.
Ha! No. They'll remember me in 100 years, just as I remember all of you from centuries ago. That's the thing about firewood. From the embers of a dying flame, a new fire arises, burning bigger and brighter than ever before.
Etwas Kojima-mäßiges wie bei Death Stranding 2. Das war so ähnlich der Endkampf.
A knight's duty is to save others, not
Ja,
demand
da mussten wir ihn
things
noch
from
immer
them.
bekämpfen.
How can one call themselves a knight while placing their hopes in generations to come?
Well, as long as I put an end to you here and now, I won't need to rely on anyone else. Now, show yourself, Roland!
Put an end to me? Your body and mind are already at the limit of what they can bear. It is only a matter of time before they yield and crumble. But if this is your final request... I shall do as you wish. Knight of Boreas.
Huh. You're not quite how I imagined you. You don't seem half as crazed as the memories contained in the wolf spirit.
Not once have I strayed from the righteous path. But when I look at you, I do not see a hero capable of slaying dragons. Just a lost soul who has wandered far too long. A shadow of the knight you once were.
I guess we have that much in common. Neither of us are at our peak.
The ray here of Solnari's forces have been defeated. And the Roland you see is but an imperfect image cast by the Abyss. I wield the power that Roland did at his peak, but my heart and mind remain frozen in that blood-stained moment. Therefore, I, in my current form, am flawed. A knight cannot bear their own stagnation. After redeeming you from injustice and guiding your surrender to the Abyss, I shall rectify myself and continue to follow the knightly path.
Huh. The world out there can bear no more of your torment. Your obsession, clearly, remains exactly as I had imagined. I suppose there's no chance to make you see the light.
No words can make a knight doubt his convictions, no matter how noble they may sound. Neither of us will sway the other, but you have long known this truth. Otherwise, why would you pin all your hopes on Boreas' single thought? But now the blade that once housed the wolf spirit has been shattered, and all you hold is a phantom that bears its form. You no longer have the means to change the situation, and no one will come to your rescue. This place shall be your graveyard.
Huh. Maybe you're partly right. But I think I might just have a shot at a rescue.
What do you mean?
There's only one person's mind I need to change, and it isn't yours. Forgetting where we are? This is the heart of Andreas, god of the North Wind. Andreas, can you hear me? Wake up! You are the great god of the North Wind. How long will you allow yourself to suffer the domination of the Abyss?
If this is your final gambit, I am most disappointed, Knight of Boreas. Grand displays of heartfelt wishes cannot summon miracles. This world shows no such mercy to its inhabitants.
Return. Return to... the ley lines. This is my choice. My memory. Is this the answer that I found?
At my journey's end.
Andreas, at long last, I have delivered your token back into your heart.
A knight of Boreas. Watch on. This is all that a wolf can hope to do for humankind.
On behalf of all humanity, I thank you, Lord of Wolves.
Boreas is returning to the ley lines. But why? Your sword is broken. You no longer have the means to bear his soul. Unless... surely not.
Begging for miracles is a futile endeavor. I know better than that. But a sword is just one kind of vessel. There are other ways to store a soul.
The Dominator of Wolves once bestowed the power of his soul upon his pack, strengthening their hearts and sharpening their claws and fangs.
Even if it is not my intention, the soul of Lupus Boreas will inevitably ravage, devour, and assimilate a mortal heart. As if human and wolf were being forcefully merged into one being.
If a mortal heart is to bear the soul of a god, this is a path that cannot be retraced. Yet, I shall not dissuade a knight from embarking on the quest of his own choosing.
Den Wolfsgott
Your
in sein Herz
heart,
mit.
your soul, they are collapsing. Now I see.
You were wondering how a lamb could tame the heart of a wolf. Isn't that right? Here's my answer. You get the wolf to swallow the heart.
The wolf spirit within the sword was merely a decoy. The true thoughts and memories were carried within your heart. To avoid arousing my suspicion, you deliberately allowed Lupus Boreas' soul to assimilate your own, then be devoured by me. But how did you have the strength to fight while bearing such a great burden?
Compared to Lupus Boreas' decision, my sacrifice is nothing.
You have a stubborn will, and employed an exceptional strategy. But this is not the way a true knight fights. The choice you have made is a flawed one. Your soul is now merged with that of Andreas. When he fully joins the ley lines, you too will fall. Neither Barbados nor the Traveler will be able to anchor your soul from within the ley lines, let alone rescue you. You have lost, and so have I. Regrettably, I can no longer offer you salvation. May your soul rest in peace with Boreas, lonely warrior.
Haha! Lonely? Sorry to disappoint you, but as much as it sounded like the perfect ending for both of us to return to the ley lines together, the fact is that, unlike the true Roland of the past, I still have fine wine and good friends to get back to. They're looking forward to my triumphant return. I'm not ready to accept my fate just yet.
Ding dong! You've got mail!
Until I return, I leave them in your care. The Knights of Favonius will always welcome you.
Wir hatten ja gestern die Quest. Gerade ist halt die Quest, da hat er allen Briefen geschrieben, die wir jetzt sehen. Und halt noch
Come
mehr.
on! Tamonstadt!
Jetzt wissen wir, wieso er die Briefe geschrieben hat.
Dear Grandmaster.
To Varka. To Varka.
Wir schreiben jetzt quasi die Antwort.
Family.
No pig call.
Poetry and letters were humanity's earliest means of expressing their thoughts. Make sure they all get delivered, Outlander who caught the wind.
Okay, das haben die echt gut gemacht, muss ich sagen. Das ergibt auch gestern Sinn, diese Quest, die wir gestern gespielt haben. Ich habe es auf dem Stream gespielt.
Grandmaster!
Grandmaster.
Master.
Varka.
Uncle Varka! He's the right to us!
For Varka.
The thoughts of others anchor you, reversing the assimilation. Using your connections, relying on outside help. This is not the way of a knight. The Abyss can sustain me no longer. But now, countless souls who died unjustly will emerge to prevent your return. If you believe in your path, then grant them release. Carve your way out through bloodshed. Varka, mightiest knight of Boreas.
This is how it ends. Throw the plan out of the window. Fight my way to victory. Well, that suits me just fine.
Ah, wir können es aber nicht spielen, das ist schade. Ich hätte gerne jetzt irgendwie... Oh doch, wir können es auch spielen. Du bist so mäßig. Ach, jetzt haben wir die anderen Typen auch? Ach, die sprechen zu ihm. Okay. Und deswegen bekommen wir jetzt die Power. Also diese Feuerangriffe sind quasi Traveler und Dulicus. Und Jean halt bei ihre Windangriffe. Was? Wir haben sogar einen Zeitcounter. Oh, wir haben sogar einen neuen Song. Nice.
Leave it all to me!
Try to keep up. A worthy can't fall here.
Das ist jetzt okay. Okay, die Kombo macht auch Schaden. Was ist das jetzt? Eis und Wind.
Don't go dying in a place like this,
Ah, ich glaube, Blitz ist immer noch, glaube ich, das Beste. Ich bin gleich gespannt, wenn Blitz kommt. Und viel Schaden er macht.
Thunder! Boreas sweeping in!
Ach, ich kann das sogar wechseln. Ah, jetzt sehe ich das. Man kann das sogar selber wechseln mit L und 4.
Try to keep up!
Oh. Okay, wir müssen überspringen.
Try to keep up!
Fly home to us, Grandmaster!
Lol, wir sind da reingekommen. Lol, ich bin da reingeflogen. Spiel. No, fuck, come on.
I can't fall here.
Oh Gott. Wir werden es nochmal machen müssen. Wieso hat das gerade nicht übernommen? Ich bin da gerade reingeflogen. Ne, das reicht nicht. Oder doch.
Spread your wings.
Oh nice, die haben es nicht übertrieben schwer gemacht. Ja, jetzt bin ich mal gespannt, was ich jetzt mache. Ferne, Eis war besser. Vom Damage.
One final battle.
Das war schon cool gemacht, muss ich sagen. Haben die echt gut gemacht. War mal was Neues.
Walk forward and do not look back.
Varka, now I know the meaning of my name.
After the lengths you've made everyone go for you, you'd better make sure to thank us all properly when you get back.
You know, I have a lot of things to update you on, but they can wait until you're back.
I have no intention of returning to the Knights of Favonius, but I trust you will find a way to manage on your own.
Grandmaster, we're all waiting for you.
Oh, ist der cool mit G.
Oh.
Das sind all die Schwerter, die wir auch bekommen können durch den Banner.
Not doing too bad a job as Grandmaster, am I?
Die ganzen Schwerter, die durch die Banner bekommen können.
I'll take that silence as your approval.
Quasi bekommen können, wenn wir pullen. Ach, das merkt ihr jetzt.
Everything you swore to protect with your lives, it's all still here, safe and sound. The Knights of Favonius, Mondstadt, and the oath sworn by every knight. I'll protect them all with my life. And so, I'll deliver that letter on your behalf.
Von Roland das Schwert.
I know it's just a shadow of the real Roland, but if you have the time, could you please read it for him? Rostam and Arundelen, they never forgot you.
Warum wir das Schwert auch jetzt pullen können? Los.
Phew. This has been one long expedition. From here on out, I think I'll let the wind lead. Hey everyone. It's been a mighty long time. I'm thrilled to see you all again.
Wir machen hier kurz ein Foto. Ah, mal Screenshot. Wir noch mal Screenshot. OBS, wie war das nochmal? Werkzeug. Ich wollte noch einen Screenshot machen mit OBS, wo war das noch? Statistik. Einen Screenshot erstellen. Sekunde, ich mach kurz. Muss ich das einstellen auf den Knopf? Dafür hat jetzt Screenshot gemacht. Sieht echt cool aus, das Bild. Benutzen wir als Screen, als das Video für YouTube. Sieht echt cool aus, auch die Farben. Haben echt cool gemacht, muss ich sagen. Euch und alle zu sehen.
Welcome back, Grandmaster.
Yeah. I'm home.
Akt An. Insgesamt war die Quest echt gut.
It's been a while since I felt this wind on my face. Just how I remember. So, is there anything you'd like to talk about? Now's your chance before I get dragged off to the office. This sword was just a decoy. I carried his soul in my own heart. That was the plan I was most certain would work. The second half, though, using everyone's thoughts to guide me back out of the ley lines, I wasn't too sure that would work out.
All jokes aside, what would you have done if the Traveler hadn't been able to separate the wolf spirit from Roland's influence?
Initially, I was planning to have Barbados carry out that step. But when I approached him about it, he said there was a much more suitable candidate. The Outlander who caught the wind. Turns out our trust was not misplaced. Thank you. Then, I guess we'd have had to get Barbados to send a wind to blow me back home. But it would have come at a heavy price, and with no guarantee of success. Besides, I'd rather not have him expend that kind of power. It's a good question. A glass of the finest dandelion wine, perhaps? No doubt I'd have to pay for it with a secret stash of cash in my office.
You're dreaming if you think it would have come that cheap.
It's been a while since I felt this wind on my face. Just how I remember. So, is there any— Well, with the shadow of Roland vanquished, the Wild Hunt won't be able to consolidate their forces for the foreseeable future. A few knights will remain on rotation at the Nodcry stronghold, but everyone else will be sent home in waves. Albedo and Duran will come back with the first wave. So you should have the chance to see them again soon. it's been a while since I felt this my future. Huh. You may already have learned of this from Barbados or the Hexen Circle, but I glimpsed a reflection of the future in Barberloth's scryglass.
Du warst im Norden eine große Katastrophe aus dem Abgrund gesehen.
Correct. Although as things stand now, I believe we may have changed the course of the future, thanks in no small part to you. Still, after I've tied up some loose ends with the Knights of Favonius, I'll need to make another trip back north. There's still a lot of work to be done at the Notcry stronghold. Besides, the first group of knights who volunteered to stay there have yet to be relieved of their duty. How could I simply abandon them?
Ah, how noble. But be honest, your main reason for going back to Notcry is so you can dump all your work here on Gene again, isn't it? Wait, seriously?
Nicht einmal was seine Verteidigung sind.
I'm only pulling your leg. You'll be seeing a lot more of me in Mondstadt from now on. It's been a while since I've felt this wind. All right then. I'm gonna stay here and enjoy the breeze for a little longer. For all the wine in the world, there's no feeling as intoxicating as the wind from your hometown after a long time away.
Ich muss sagen, die Quest jetzt, die haben die gefühlt in 3 Stunden haben wir jetzt abgewickelt, die Quest. Das muss jetzt Standard sein. Ich möchte jetzt von denen solche Quests haben. 2 bis 3 Stunden. Schön kompakt, keine... Und wenn die Filler-Sachen machen, ist das so wie bei Yoda halt mehr lustig. Oder halt, wo wir halt wirklich irgendwie so Spaß haben beim Filler, wenn die Filler schon machen. Ich muss sagen, das war jetzt cool. Das war nicht zu lange. Auf den Punkt. Gut gemacht. Ich hoffe, dass die das jetzt beibehalten. Wie gesagt, wir haben oft auch schon Quests gehabt. Charakterquests, die gingen gefühlt viel zu lange und waren halt richtig langweilig. Ich hoffe, dass die jetzt halt dabei bleiben, so wie die es halt jetzt gemacht haben. Dass das kompakt ist. Und halt nicht unnötig in die Länge gezogen, nur um halt Spieldauer zu erzeugen. Wo man halt von A nach B läuft und einfach nur rumquatscht mit Leuten. Dementsprechend, ich hoffe, die behalten das jetzt bei. Und dann insgesamt muss ich sagen, aber das echt gut gemacht. Da freut man sich jetzt schon auf den nächsten großen Patch. Und ich glaube auch, dass der andere Story-Part, den wir halt jetzt, dieses Event hier, was wir jetzt spielen, da war halt jetzt, dass er den einen in Mondstadt halt Briefe geschrieben hat. Und das war auch richtig cool, die erste Quest. Und dementsprechend freue ich mich auch jetzt hier, was hier passiert. Ich glaube, hier wird mehr lustig sein, die Quest. Mal gucken, ob das hier auch dramatisch alles wird. Man kann hier halt diese Waffe hier bekommen und die halt, also wie man es kennt, dann upgraden, wenn man die Nebenquests hier alle macht. Und gestern hat man halt diesen Prolog gespielt, der war mir lustig und jetzt bin ich auch gespannt, was morgen so gesehen. Das hier und das eine ist dann am Montag, was man da spielen wird. Und ansonsten, bis jetzt muss ich sagen, diese ganze Nordkreis-Kiste, das haben die echt, die machen es jetzt kurz, erklären einem viel, die Story. Deswegen, ich kann eigentlich allen empfehlen, die in Atlant gesagt haben, das ist mir alles halt nicht cool genug. Muss ich jetzt sagen, die erklären alles, versuchen die Geschichte nach vorne zu bewegen, hat man das Gefühl. So, jetzt ist das mein Problem, wie gesagt, ich habe 14.000 Punkte. Der nächste Patch wird sein, wir bekommen die Hexe. Eine von den Hexen wird man pullen können im nächsten Patch, also im nächsten großen Patch. Und wie ihr seht, ich habe 14.000 Punkte. Ich kann jetzt nicht, also ich könnte ihn jetzt natürlich pullen und ich bin ziemlich sicher, wir würden ihn wahrscheinlich noch bekommen. Aber ich könnte dann nicht die Hexe pullen, die danach kommt im nächsten Patch. Und hier der Flint, der ist auch richtig gut. Da habe ich auch leider keine Steine gehabt. Aber der ist als Figur auch richtig, richtig gut, der Flint. Der Flint, Mann, ich hätte ihn auch gerne gehabt, aber ich habe wie gesagt leider keine Steine. Und ich muss leider mir jetzt die Hexe, für die Hexe muss ich halt die Steine zurückhalten. Hier ist auch so eine Sache. Das verstehe ich auch nicht, wieso die uns hier nicht mit den normalen Steinen pullen lassen können. Also diesen Banner hier. Ist ja, dieser Banner ist cool, dass er da ist. Man kann hier halt verschiedene Figuren pullen. Aber das sind halt immer noch die guten Kristalle, die man dafür braucht, um das zu pullen. Und zum Beispiel, ich hätte mir gewünscht, wenn die gemacht hätten, diese Waffen. Entweder wir können die erspielen, weil wir bestimmte Sachen machen. Oder wieso können wir nicht diese Puls hier benutzen für diesen Banner hier. Hier hätte ich mir einfach gewünscht, dass wir für diesen Banner diese Puls hier benutzen können. Weil so, der Banner ist da, ist auch cool. Ich hätte jetzt gerne von Euler die Waffe gehabt, ich habe die halt noch nicht. Aber, ne, wir verschwenden dann so gesehen Ziehung. Aber so verschwenden werden wir jetzt halt diese Puls und du weißt halt dann nicht, wann du die Waffe bekommst und ja. Wie gesagt, das ist auch in 17 Tagen weg, weil wahrscheinlich in 17 Tagen wird der nächste Banner kommt. So Leute, das ist jetzt quasi für YouTube und auf Twitch machen wir jetzt weiter mit Marathon und mit Resident Evil. Aber ich muss sagen, echt, wie gesagt, der Story-Part war jetzt richtig gut gemacht. Respekt. Ich hoffe, die behalten das jetzt so bei, dass die halt vieles erklären. Ich mache kurz die Aufnahme.